Blog Talk Radio.
We're on blogtalkradio.com. We're happy to have you here today, all of our peers and credit professionals throughout the world. We're here for you. We are the voice for credit and financial professionals worldwide. We're also affiliated with CMA, who is our sponsor for this show. We're going to run a promotion for CMA.
This evening's show is partially brought to you by the Credit Management Association, a proud affiliate of the National Association of Credit Management that has helped business-to-business companies with their credit, collections, and financial decisions since 1883. Contact CMA at www.creditmanagementassociation.org for more details on how CMA can benefit you.
Thank you. My name is Phil Philbin, and I'm your host for Business Credit Radio. The co-hosts for today's session are Eddie Sumar from beautiful Southern California and Mr. Rick Balgobin from the Mile High City in Denver. Say hi, gentlemen.
Hi, Phil. Hi, Rick. And I want to welcome all of our listeners worldwide tonight. We have a wonderful show. It's going to be very exciting.
Hi, Phil. Hi, Eddie. Good afternoon to our listeners, and welcome back to our show.
Well, and speaking of our listeners, we need them to get to dial into us. We've got an exciting speaker here tonight, and he wants to answer your questions. Phone number to dial in is 347-989-8342. Dial in that number, and I'll pick up the phone for you quick and put you right into our studio, and you'll be online. Today, we're indeed honored to welcome Dr. Michael C. Grayson, President and CEO of Grayson Financial Services. A former credit industry insider for 20 years, Dr. Grayson retired in 2000 to start his own business, offering his incredibly sharp skill set to corporations, politicians, celebrities, organizations, government agencies, and individuals alike looking for a creative solution to restore and supercharge their credit. Now, with his new book, Extreme Credit 2 in hand, and a miraculous credit restoration service portfolio that includes all three credit industry records, producing the highest credit score ever recorded, the fast, bad to impeccable credit rating turnaround in history, and the most deletions in a single dispute. The credit doctor is eager to share his wisdom with our audience, you. Today's program discussion is Unknown Secrets to Miraculous Credit Restoration. Welcome, Dr. Grayson, and thank you for joining us.
Well, I appreciate you guys having me on the show today. I'm looking forward to a lively discussion. It's an honor to be here.
Thank you, sir. You can start right in.
Well, I appreciate the nice intro. I guess we can start. We'll go through my bullet points. The initial thing that I'd like to convey to the audience, for those of you who don't know me, I've been in the credit industry almost all my life. One of the things that prompted me to retire early and to get on this side of the equation and start teaching the system was because in the year 2000, we switched from the old credit system to the new FICO credit scoring system. If you go online and you can go to the FTC website, July 7th of 1999, the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission, had a public forum where they invited leading credit experts, all the credit bureaus, and the Fair Isaacs Corporation. And at that public forum, that was the first exposure to the new credit system. Unfortunately, during the course of that exchange, the Fair Isaacs Corporation argued successfully that this new launch or the new system, should be somewhat of a covert operation. They argue that the new system in its infancy, if individuals had too much access to information on the system, it would enable everybody to have perfect credit, and at that point the system would become meaningless. So the system was basically rolled out without a lot of fanfare. Technically it was publicly announced, but one of the biggest problems I've found in the credit industry, or with people or individuals trying to restore their credit, is they don't realize we are in a FICO environment. So they don't understand that this is a completely different system. Now, in the new system, your credit is really based on 5 components. In the old credit system, and again, this is before the year 2000, January 1, 2000. If I asked you, how is your credit, I was basically asking you, do you pay your bills on time? So it was a very simple for you to simply reflect back and say, yeah, I pay my bills on time, therefore I have good credit. No problem. Okay, so to pick up where I left off. Okay, so whenever you're working with someone about your credit or your debt issues, the best thing to do, is to let them know that you understand the FICO system. And that way it gives you an idea of their level of expertise. So in the FICO system, it now has 5 components. So you have to understand each of those 5 components and how it affects you, so that you can know how to utilize your credit and how to grow your credit. So the first step to building perfect personal credit is to know the 5 components of the FICO system. So the first component is your payment history. Your payment history is actually 35% of your score. The reason that number is very important to you is, in the old system, your payment history was probably 70 or 80% of your credit rating. Now it's only 35% of your score. So imagine this. You could pay every single bill on time, and just like in grade school, if you only get a 35% on a test, that's a failing grade. So we now live in an environment where you can pay every single bill on time and still have bad credit, because that portion of your score is only 35%. So most people, are always focused on their payment history when there's still a lot more involved in building perfect credit. So we start with our payment history at 35%. The second component is your amounts owed on your major revolving credit cards. This is also called utilization ratio. So again, in this category, the scoring model, and let me stop right here to say what is happening in the FICO system, now we have very complex mathematical algorithms that will convert your credit data.
We hope you enjoy this edited version from one of our episodes on Business Credit Radio. You can hear the whole volume of this episode by going to www.blogtalkradio.com/creditpros. I'm Phil Philbin, the talk show host for Business Credit Radio, and we'll leave the phone lines open for you.